I'm James Hahn II, the founder of Tribe Rocket Inc. We do sales-driven marketing for oilfield services companies, and one of the companies we have the pleasure of working with is Ace Completions, and especially working with the lovely Aubrey Golden. Aubrey, welcome in. Tell the people who you are and what you do for Ace Completions.
Okay, so I'm Aubrey. I work on our ERICA team, which is an acronym for Environmental, Regulatory, Insurance, Compliance, and then there's a silent K for KPIs. And we're kind of, I don't want to say the backbone, but our primary goal is to help make things run smoother, to help improve our operations, to make sure that we're complying with regulations, to make sure, we're doing positive as far as environmental. Those are our big areas that we focus in. And we also do a lot of internal auditing. We help make sure that our departments are running smoothly. If there's any areas that, we see, hey, we might be able to improve, make things run better, we're going to sit there and we'll help that department make those changes and make sure that those improvements are implemented and we're just here to help optimize the company.
Yeah, and I really like one of the everybody that has ever met me knows that I used to work at Quicken Loans. They have these isms, these corporate sayings, and you have a really great sort of corporate cultural saying around clean up your act. And so talk to me about what clean up your act means to you and just the whole organization.
Yeah, we every year we set aside five kind of core principles for the year, things that we as a company really want to focus on. And one of those for the year 2018 is the idea of cleaning up your act. That means kind of a whole general thing. It means safety. It means, making sure you're not putting yourself in danger. It means making sure you've got your personal protective equipment on. It means making sure your employees and your coworkers are performing their jobs properly and safely. It means stopping, somebody if you see something that could potentially be unsafe. It also goes into our environmental side, as far as cleaning up your act, being conscious and aware of things, always reporting spills. Doesn't matter if it's a drop. We report it, we clean it up, we go through all of our procedures. It's really important out here in the oil industry to make sure that you're having a positive impact, and especially not a negative impact, because there is a little bit of scrutiny behind the oil industry to make sure that you're really trying to do something good. You're not being detrimental to the environment. And then it also kind of goes into, your business processes and then how your employees are doing their business, making sure they're not cutting corners, making sure, our employees are treating each other well. It also goes into, how we present ourselves to the general public. The idea of cleaning up your act really kind of is a whole overall company thing in pretty much every area.
Yeah, that's what I really love about working with y'all because company culture is something that I geek out about, and you have it there. Talk to me about that because I think I just heard you say one spill and it's reported, and I think I've heard some others talk about this. So what does that look like? Because that, like you said, there's so many people that think that we don't care about the environment in oil and
Right. Yeah.
gas.
And there's that idea behind the oil industry, that, well, they don't care, they'll just dump it wherever and move on their way because oil is money and let's just keep going. And that's not a culture that we at Ace Completions want to be associated with. And so we've really strived and really implemented, great procedures and teaching and educating our employees on how to handle spills, how to spills on every type of chemical that's out there, and our employees are trained that even if it's a single drop on the ground, they're required to report it and immediately clean it up because we don't want to give anybody the idea that we're not trying to do, what's best for the environment, best for the company.
Yeah, because ultimately we live where we work and we love. I don't know more hunters and fishers and outdoorsmen and women than in the oil industry. So
Right.
like we care about this stuff. Talk to me then about what that looks like, practically speaking, because this is our first conversation here, and some people might not even realize really what ACE does out on the yard, if you will, because it's a really unique situation with the amount of chemicals that you do source into
Yeah.
Midland out there. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, so we've got several facilities here. We've got two big primary facilities, and then we also have a couple little, we've got our offices and our maintenance shop. But primarily, we do a whole lot of transporting chemicals to frac sites, and that also includes storing them at our properties. And so, on a daily basis, we see a ton of tanker trucks coming into the yard. We see movement through rail. We've got two rail spurs. We can hold, I think, 40 rail cars on them at a single instance. I mean, we've got so many moving products, and there's all this potential that if you're not careful and you're not keeping a conscious of cleaning up your act, there's the potential that you could have a spill. There's a potential that, all these little things could add up. And so taking those proactive measures to ensure that we're not doing any of those things really helps the company. Maintaining a good yard really helps the way operations is. If you're being conscious of the environment and you're keeping your facilities organized, it's going to help long term down the road monetarily as far as, trucks moving out of the yard, loads going to location, things like that.
Yeah, and that was the most amazing thing to when I finally had a chance to get out there on the yard in Midland.
There's so many moving objects. There's
Yeah.
just a million things going a million different ways. It's pretty amazing how they can get this all to just kind of perfectly go together. I mean, you've got people coming in, you've got people going out, you've got blends going, there's so many moving parts in a single day.
Yeah, especially now that the Permian is popping the way it is, and then oil is headed back, and I'm sure. Yeah, I guess I haven't even talked to y'all about that, but I'm sure that you're pretty busy now that oil's up to $70-$80.
We're definitely seeing an increase with with everything starting to boom. I mean, the whole West Texas, West Texas is very dependent on the oil and gas industry. So when it's good out here. I mean, everything raises up in prices. I think I heard on the radio recently that gas is up to $3, and it hasn't been since 2012 or sometime the last time we had like a pretty big boom. So we're definitely seeing, a lot of positivity out of that.
Yeah.
Seeing a lot more work. We're seeing a lot more movement. We've got a lot more employees we're hiring. We're hiring some really good individuals with some good knowledge. I mean, the company is growing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I'm very honored to be part of it. And we will just continue this conversation as we move forward. So, Aubrey Golden, thank you for your time.
Thank you.